Welcome in everyone. In this Doomsday Last Survivors video, we're going to be going over the Recovery of Pompeii event. This is a weekly event that happens every Tuesday. Your alliance is eligible to join if you have at least 30 watchtowers built, and you are in the top 10 rank on your region. Another note for event requirements is that your HQ must be at level 16 to qualify. R5 and R4 can change who's registered for the event, and I highly encourage that you only have people checked in the register who you know will be able to make it. Otherwise, you're inflating your might, and you will be matched against a tougher opponent if those people don't show up. You're able to bring 30 members to the main force, with 10 as backup and reserves. This is an hour-long event, and after the first 10 minutes, if there are less than 30 people in the battle, then the reserves can come in. We'll get into the battlefield shortly, but let's go over the other basics. Pompeii takes place on a different map that you will have to load into, and your shelter cannot be in battle fever, you must not have any deployed squads, and you cannot have any reinforcement squads in the Alliance Center. All squads must be returned back home to join the map. There's 3 minutes of preparation at the very beginning, in which time hopefully your R5 and R4 are marking where people need to go. At the beginning of the battle, there's about a 70-second lockout period to capture your operation base, so just get a squad nearby to capture it when it unlocks. The battle will last 1 hour, so this is kind of a long one. You'll either be on the red side or the blue side. On the north and south areas, there are 2 different war zones that spawn zombies and a zombie leader. Defeating regular zombies unlocks a temporary damage buff against the zombie leader in that same area, and defeating the zombie leaders unlocks a buff that lasts for the whole battle. In the center of the map, there's the bio building that spawns 3 incubators throughout the battle. I'll go into the specifics and timing there shortly. The helipads are your entry point into the battle. You won't be able to get close to the action unless you deploy yourself to a helipad once your team has captured one. The train stations allow you to quickly move troops from the starting zone out to your first helipad. The 2 other important building types are the operations base, which gives you the most points per minute when you capture and garrison, and secondly the forward outposts, which gives you only 20 points per minute, but still important to keep captured on your side. I'll go over the actual world map now to show you what it all looks like. Here we can see the starting zone for the blue in the top left corner, the 2 train stations and forward outposts in the middle, the operations bases, the 2 helipads on the sides, and the bio building in the center. Next, we'll go over the main objective of Pompeii, and that is to collect battle points, and you can earn battle points in various ways. The 5 main ways are to transport the 3 incubators that spawn throughout the battle. Number 2 is to occupy buildings and keep them garrisoned and capture them. The 3rd is defeating zombies. The 4th is defeating enemy squads. And the 5th is visiting supply posts or gathering from the small nodes. Other special rules include details about the train station, where they depart in 2-minute intervals. The ride takes 15 seconds to get to the first helipad, which, if you don't have to wait on the train, is much faster than walking there the first time. You can only fit 30 squads total on a team in 1 train, so you can see that number pop up if there's too many squads on the train. Helipads are so important because they reward battle points and they reward your team relocation attempts when you occupy them. When you occupy a helipad for the first time, the Alliance gets 5 relocation attempts. You can also earn more relocation attempts by defending the helipad at regular intervals. Relocations are shared by the Alliance, and you will consume a relocation attempt when you move to a captured helipad. And in Pompeii, you do not have to recall squads in order to relocate. You can relocate when all your squads are out moving around doing things on the map. Final note about helipads is when you first enter them, they will take a full 60 seconds to capture. You cannot move to them in that time. They have to be fully captured before you can relocate to them. We're looting that first canister now. You can transport it to an operations base or forward outpost that you own to collect the points. You cannot take it back to your safe zone. If you do so, it'll be returned back to the incubator building. And now we'll get into the points gained. The points that you get from transporting an incubator will increase throughout the battle, so the first one will be 3,000 and the third one will end up at 4,000 points. Those points will be earned for the Alliance, and you also earn individual battle points for transporting an incubator. The 3 main buildings that you will be worried about is the operations base, the helipad, and the forward outpost, and you can see how many Alliance points that you earn from them specifically, and how many points you get. That's why keeping them garrisoned and not losing them to the enemy is so important, especially for the operations base. When in doubt, having a squad garrison at an operations base is the best way for you to earn individual points. You'll get 32 per minute when doing so. These are the remaining ways to earn points. The 3 supply posts giving the Alliance much less score, but you have a much higher personal score coming from those. An Alliance will often have their weaker members who aren't suited for battle at their rating to gather instead. You can use gathering speed boosters during this if you're going to be a gatherer. There are level 3 nodes closer to the center of the map. and there are a lot of level 1 nodes closer towards the starting area. A note when gathering is to pay attention to how long it takes your squad to walk there, because you'll want to give that much time of breathing room at the end of the event to allow them to fully get back to your HQ to bring the supplies back, otherwise the points won't count. When you finish completed gathering a node, they will very quickly respawn afterwards for you to resend a squad back out. Alright, I got about a minute left on the clock. It's usually when I like to pull everybody back in to make sure all the gatherers get back in time. Oh, and my last gatherer's not gonna make it. Oh no. Regular zombie kills will award you with a small amount of points, and killing the zombie leader with a little bit more points. When you get kills with your troops as a garrison or fighting on the world map, for every 10,000 might worth of troops you kill, you get 100 points. And if you are capturing something, you get double that. So as said, when you defeat the zombies, you get a buff when fighting the zombie leader in that area, and then destroying the zombie leaders will grant you a buff that's applied to all alliance members for the rest of the battle. So some final tips to go through. You may use all of your squads, even wounded troops already in your shelter. You will not actually lose troops. Wounded troops cannot die in Pompeii, and heavily wounded troops are sent to the field hospital instead. Healing at the field hospital does not consume any additional resources, and the heal speed is increased. However, you can only heal your troops by actually spending your healing speed-ups, which it's generally not recommended to do in Pompeii, as healing speed-ups are much more valuable for the larger events like IR and AR. And after the battle, any troops that get wounded in Pompeii will be healed and returned to you. So this is a very PvP safe event. If all of your squads get wounded and put into your field hospital, you won't actually have any healing outside the event. Some other final tips to go over is wall durability. Your walls burn at a faster rate during this event. So if you notice that your shelter gets attacked, you need to click it and extinguish it. Sadly, I won't be able to demonstrate any of the HQ burning mechanics, but if you get burned and don't repair it in time, you will get sent back to the starting zone. As far as attributes and buffs, everything except Federation buffs works. You're also able to use your Alliance skills beforehand, and those will be applied in the battle if you use them before you start. And other special rules include you only get one scout in Pompeii. Now I'll go over the rewards. And Pompeii does have pretty decent rewards, even for the loser. There's 3 reward categories. There's the Alliance reward, so everyone gets a battle chest if they were in the Alliance before the battle ended. So even if you did not partake in it, if your Alliance won, you can loot this. It's very good. There's a registration reward. This is given to all members who went into the battle, win or lose. And then there's individual rewards that are based on your battle points that you reach during the match. So your goal, if at all possible, should be to reach 15,000 points in a particular battle. But that won't always be possible if there's not enough enemies to fight. But even if you're down at the bottom bracket, you'll still be getting seasonal merit even if you lose and only reach 2,000 points. So this is a good event to get in here as a PvP safe event and start earning seasonal merit. Now I'll just go over a few battle strategy and mechanics that I think are pretty important to mention, and I didn't find another place to get in the video. You can pause the video here to take a look at all the timers that all the things occur on the battle as well. You can see on the mini-map the little clock ticking down to show when the next spawn will be. One important detail that I'll go over now is to make sure that your buildings that your garrison have the best squad leader assigned. That way the technology is based off your most strongest member. Otherwise, a weak garrison leader could easily be the reason that you lose a siege and an enemy rally is able to defeat you. A lot of PvP is done with rallies, so if you're not a field fighter, then rally heroes are pretty good because you'll be rallying helipads and enemy settlements quite often. However, if you're more inclined to do field battles, there's always people running around, and you're able to send a squad far deeper than you think by just maneuvering around, and you can back cap outposts when the enemy's not paying attention there, things like that. A lot of alliances will have teams or sides that have pre-planned objectives. There'll be zombie killers, there'll be farmers, there'll be an incubator runner, likely your player with your fastest riders or a very good rider main. In general, the best way you can help your team in Pompeii is to be where you need to be when it's time to be there. Knowing all the spawn timers and having a troop ready at that location to take it out before the enemy can get there is huge. Also, squad management is very important here because you'll need to be having your squads do different things, not necessarily just clump up all together and have all 5 squads do one thing. You should normally try to have at least one squad available for rallies if your team needs it. I do apologize if all my ideas and thoughts are very jumbled up here. I found this video insanely difficult to make, so please ask any other questions in the comments and I'll go through the victory rewards here now. So that's the point breakdown for the team, then you'll get your own personal stats. Afterwards, in your mailbox, in your Alliance tab, you'll get your individual stats, and a battle results page. The individual stats will show you all the points that you earned and the rewards that you got. Not bad for not having to fight anybody. And you can see a breakdown of the rankings if you like to look at that stuff. Once you've completed the event, go back to the event page and click your battle chest here. Should be a red dot. Even if you didn't participate in the battle, if your alliance did the event, you will get this chest. And this has the rest of your rewards in it. And that's Pompeii. The music used in this video is music from the official soundtrack in the game and from a composer named Vendetta who made the 3rd anniversary theme for the game. So we'll see if YouTube doesn't like me having that in there. I might have to take the music out, but I'll have a link to that song in the description of the video if you want to check it out. It's a great song. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Next time we'll cover Horde Defense. That's one of my favorites. So until next time, everybody, foots out. Cheers.